When you think of fast cars, you think of a Ferrari or a Lamborghini. But nature built something that can leave most sports cars in the dust. A cheetah can accelerate from 0 to 60 miles per hour in just 3 seconds flat. That is faster than most top-tier performance vehicles on the road today. They don't just run, they launch. With a highly flexible spine that acts like a spring, every single stride they take can cover a massive 23 to 30 feet. In fact, when a cheetah is at top speed, their feet only touch the ground twice per stride. For the rest of the time, they are literally flying through the air. It's an incredible feat of raw biological engineering. If you look closely at a cheetah's face, you'll notice 2 distinct dark tracks running from the inside corners of their eyes all the way down to their mouth. These are called tear marks. While they might look like paths of dried tears, they actually serve a brilliant evolutionary purpose. They act exactly like the eye black used by professional athletes. Cheetahs are diurnal, meaning they hunt during the blistering heat of the day rather than at night, like other big cats. These black marks absorb the intense glare of the African sun, allowing them to keep their vision sharp, lock on to prey from up to 1.5 miles away, and hunt without being blinded. Running straight at 70 miles per hour is one thing, but what happens when a gazelle suddenly cuts hard to the left? To prevent spinning out of control, the cheetah relies on its secret aerodynamic weapon, its tail. Unlike a regular cat's tail, a cheetah's tail is long, muscular, and somewhat flattened at the end. It acts precisely like a rudder on a boat or a flap on a fighter jet. As the cheetah sprints, it throws its tail in the opposite direction of its turn. This sudden shift in counterbalance allows the cat to make sharp, impossible, high-speed pivots on a dime without losing momentum or wiping out. Almost all felines have fully retractable claws that slide back into their paws to keep them razor-sharp for gripping and climbing. But not the cheetah. Cheetahs have semi-retractable claws. They stay permanently extended, looking much more like a dog's claws than a cat's. Combined with tough, ridged paw pads that resemble the rubber of a high-performance tire, these claws act like football cleats. Every single step dug into the dirt gives them immense traction, preventing them from slipping during high-speed chases. They are quite literally wearing running spikes everywhere they go. Despite being grouped with lions, tigers, and leopards, cheetahs are missing a key anatomical feature, a 2-piece hyoid bone in their throat. Because of this, they are physically incapable of roaring. So, how do they communicate? They chirp like birds, hiss, growl, and, strangely enough, they purr loudly. In fact, they can purr while inhaling and exhaling, just like a massive house cat. Hearing a ferocious, 100-pound apex predator make a high-pitched chirp to find its cubs is one of the most surprising and endearing sounds in the animal kingdom. You might think all cheetahs look identical with their signature uniform spots, but there is a rare, mythical variation known as the king cheetah. For centuries, people thought the king cheetah was a completely different species or a strange hybrid cat. Instead of small, distinct spots, its coat features large, merged blotches and 3 thick, dark stripes running straight down its spine. As it turns out, this stunning coat pattern is simply the result of a rare, recessive genetic mutation. Both parents must carry the specific gene for a cub to be born a king cheetah, making it one of the rarest visual sights in the wild today. While they are masterful hunters, with a success rate of around 40 to 50%, cheetahs are actually the underdogs of the African plains. Sprinting at high speeds takes an enormous physical toll, leaving the cat completely exhausted and overheated after a chase. They have to sit and catch their breath before they can even begin to eat. Because they are built light for speed rather than raw power, they cannot fight off larger predators. Lions, leopards, and hyenas regularly bully cheetahs, stealing up to 10% of their hard-earned kills. To survive, cheetahs have to eat as fast as possible or abandon their meals entirely if trouble shows up. With all that explosive power, you might think cheetahs are constantly on the move, patrolling their territory. The reality? They are absolute masters of relaxation. Because their high-speed chases drain so much metabolic energy, a typical chase rarely lasts longer than 60 seconds. To conserve their energy for those vital bursts of speed, cheetahs spend up to 90% of their entire day completely stationary, resting or sleeping in the shade. They are built for extreme sprinting, not endurance,